Dr. Vijay is particularly excited about newer healthcare delivery formats like that of digital health. Doctor, I welcome you on the stage to start off with this session. For this new session on healthcare future.
Okay, I'm going to talk about future-ready healthcare. It sounds very interesting. All words seem to be exciting. But I must say a lot of thanks to Niket and Nabomita. They have done exactly what I want to do. And I may be repeating. If you kind of move in. That's technology for us. Okay. We could move it from there. That's okay. Someone watching, there's a business model right here to be made, and then you can pitch it. Okay. Honestly, I'm not going to let you see that magic pill today. That's not the reason I'm here. Neither do I have a pill in hand. So don't expect something which is going to be magical turning out of this conversation. Yeah. Okay. The next one. Okay. Just a disclaimer, like the way we watch movies, no characters in the discussion are resemblance of fiction. They are all true. Try to bring as much of facts, which is real. And yeah, again, my job is not to say doctors are great, technology is great. It's to say, if you want to decipher what out of it is what is my job in hand for today. Yeah. Okay, just, I promise this is the only slide which will have data, and there's no data after that. Okay. Trust me, the entire world brought into a single slide looks like this. I don't think we've cracked healthcare any which way in the last few centuries. If there are consultants who claim to have cracked the healthcare problem, trust me, I am ready to chase them whichever part of the world they are in. The fact of the matter is, we are spending trillions and tons of money on healthcare, not meaningful healthcare, on healthcare. Here is a country which just spends $12 a person and manages the health of a person, this human being. And here's another country which spends about $8,000 to manage the health of the same human being. I'm saying, as doctors, you know, no two humans are that different in the way they are constructed. And why should someone spend in two different levels in the way they are going to be treated? We have people who are dying, and there are millions of people dying. Just a simple anecdote, half of Bangalore is dying every year just because of some problems with lung, kidney, and this just goes on to say there's something unusually wrong as a pattern in the way we are managing healthcare. At this point, is there anyone who feels whatever we've done in the history of managing healthcare is actually flawed? Any raise of hands? Oh wow, awesome, I love it. And these are the people who are not in healthcare, by the way, I'm repeating it again. And like Niket said, if you spoke about organ printing, I actually saw an organ printed live, and I saw the same organ being transplanted on a human being on a trial basis. And this was at Toronto. The fact of the matter is, what he's talking is exactly what's happening right there. So please understand that what he's saying is happening. It's not the thing of the future. It's a thing of today. We also adding years, and I don't have to say that. The only thing we add other than weight is years, because that's easy to add. And humanity has more medicines, more problems, so it's very easy to add. So if you see in the health WHO report, one thing that keeps increasing and improving in every country is the life expectancy. And you don't have to feel wow looking at that increasing, because rest of the indicators are all going downwards. Okay. So let's take to the point. Okay. Okay. I feel it's important. Why we keep going forward, right? Future is all about moving forward, right? Let's not do that. It's always unfortunate that we keep taking forward steps without even thinking of the past. So my request for all of us here, especially the doctors and include me, let's think a little, take a step back. Let's not keep going forward in the flow of what we've done in the past, right? We'll take a step back. We have three important questions to answer. What is future? What is ready? And what is healthcare? Just pause for a second and just ask for yourself, what is this word future? What is being ready all about? And what is this so-called healthcare? Is it the healthcare we are talking when Nabomita said we had a group of people, community of people asking questions on why this treatment to be done? Is it the healthcare of the past when we say someone is printing organs and someone is trying to solve a problem? Is it healthcare of what we have seen yesterday? Just think about it. I'm not here to form an opinion in your mind, but just think of these three questions. And let's go back. What's future? Historically, I'm saying I've gone till before Christ. I didn't want to complexify it, but I just put it in three nutshells the way I read it. There's one phase of healthcare which is all about myth, superstition, and it worked. Myth never, there's no one who, I'm saying there are many who say myth worked. So I'm not talking about things which didn't work. Just that myth didn't work for the science, and science didn't work for the myth, that's all. But it worked in itself. Then came the phase of science, where science formulated ways to solve problems of humanity and healthcare, right? Then came tech. Honestly, we've gone past tech. So if you hear blockchain, if you hear artificial intelligence, we've gone past that because all those are raw materials available with us. What I see as a future is what I call DIY, MIY. And I'm not going to give away the answer right now. Because if I give away, I walk out of this room with a lot of risk of doctors chasing me for all wrong reasons. That's the future we already started seeing. Not saying which we are sensing, we already started seeing. Let's move next. Okay, what is being ready? What's still here? I've taken the medical device box, those dumb boxes which are the starting point of any tests. I'm sure, Niket, when you went to the hospital, your dad had to go through those battery of tests. I've not even gone till the point of torture you went and your dad underwent in the hospital. I'm saying, do we have enough boxes to test your dad? The answer is actually we don't have enough. The very first point is the amount of dumb boxes between MRI, CT, X-ray that we require in the world is only half as much as we already are loaded with. And with the ones which are loaded, they're not operational because you need two things. One is power and then talent to run it. So to start with, are we ready with these boxes for the future? Just think about it. Half as much in number, not good trained people managing it, and a long waiting queue because your servicing is delayed because of those. So is this the future readiness we want to actually build us on top of? Ask yourself. Let's move to the next readiness. I believe a doctor-patient, like any of us are talking, is another relationship. Of course, it's not a husband-wife where we fight, but I thought a doctor-patient relationship is as much as asking those questions to a doctor, which is very difficult for me to ask my wife. Getting my own sense of comfort in understanding, am I going in the right treatment? And then becoming comfortable enough to say, doctor is my companion to help me. I thought that's what was being ready all about. And if I take the doctor's side, right, I thought it was all about, if I am Dr. A and I'm seeing a rare derma patient, it's about me feeling comfortable asking someone else in my community that, I saw something very rare. Do you report it? And if it's about discussion, calling up, setting up a video tutorial or a video conference call and asking, look, I found a rare form of cancer. Can you help me out? I thought it's about helping the doctor go one step further to find a solution for a patient, even if the treatment is to be done in Korea or Brisbane. How does it matter? I thought a doctor's job is that. But are we that far? Are we ready? Are we ready to be a companion to a patient? And do we have patients having enough companions? Think about it. And I'm asking now the most important, they say, elephant in the room question. Look, for ages we've done a building which is AC room, multi-tiered, 3,000 rupee to 30,000 rupee a day. That's called the hospital room. And that somewhere fits in roughly this. That portion of life. That's called treatment. There are multiple words for so-called treatment. It's therapy, treatment, chikitse in Kannada, ilaj in Hindi. We've done that. Great job. Hey, but you know what? Isn't it common sense to think that for a patient who's searching for problem, he doesn't jump into a bus and goes into that hospital for treatment, right? Have we ever suffered lack of knowledge on going to hospital? Any of us? Honestly, raise your hands if you called someone in the recent past to ask which hospital should I go to. How many of you have done that? One. That you called someone and said, look, here's a patient who wants treatment, which hospital do I go to? How many of you have done this questioning in the recent past? Now it's become 5, 6, wow, 8, 11. Oh wow, Nabomita, you are the community in itself. So you have 2 million people right there. Why are we not honest about what we feel? Saying, why are we raising one at a time? We could raise it as a community as a whole, right? We've not done it. Now my point is, are you right to not have done it is not the question. Just think about it. Now are we future ready with not having done rehabilitation, managing that claims piece, which Anuj should be here somewhere. Anuj, are you here? Okay, his job is to make your life simpler if you're a patient by helping you move your claims faster. To even tell you that this is the right claim you have to apply to. Otherwise, my wife has a claim as an insurance company, I have an insurance company. His job is to also come and tell that, hey Vijay, you can use your wife's insurance to claim. How many had the privilege of that in the past? None, because the hospital didn't care for you. Look at it this way, I'm just going back. Future ready healthcare. How many of you are convinced in whatever we went through, future ready healthcare, that we have tick marked and we are really ready? If you are really convinced, raise your hand. Wow, 0. 0. You got to stand here and watch this. There's a silence and there's a 0 show of hands. If this room says we are not future ready, then what am I going to speak about? Right? Just think a little more deeper. Yeah, next slide. Okay, I've shown you the bad phase of life. The room has become silent. All feel bad. I don't know, there's thoughts going on in your own mind. I thought, okay, let's stop that backward. Introspection is painful, right? When we introspect, we really feel hurt and damaged. Let's move forward. Okay, now the forward stance. Okay, when I say forward, I want to make it simple, straightforward for us. It's less about automation, artificial intelligence, blockchain, robotics, Internet of Things. We're going to speak about it today. A lot of them are speaking about it. I feel it's about knowledge that you have to gain. It's almost like my mother didn't teach me how do I behave with my neighbor when she falls down. I thought my mother, I learned it by myself. So don't expect that there's going to be a lot of fireworks happening, in automation, intelligence. They're all part of life. They all are there with us. So assume that they have come to us as ammunition, like the way Ravan or Rama had astras in the back. We have it now. So if you don't know about it, it's ironical. It's an irony for you not to know it. It's almost like my daughter looks at me and asks me some difficult English words, and I say I didn't know the meaning of it. She's like, you don't know? It's just exactly that. And it's even more worse than that, because here you have to put it to your own business use. I feel, if I were to say with fullest of confidence, the next 500 years, I'm not talking about 5 years, 10 years, 50 years. I'm talking about the future ready healthcare for next 500 years is all about humanizing experience. Difficult to understand, but let me tell you a little bit one after other. And more than the gyan I want to give, I want you to see it. So we're going to play some 2-3 videos before I even define what it is. It's a culmination. Yeah, next. It's a culmination of many things. And that's why I said it will last 500 years. It is not a business model which just came out of need. Yes, it will require a lot of design thinking being applied to prototype. But it's beyond all of this. It's about creating what you clearly heard this morning about your digital twin. It's almost close to what he said it. And look, trust me, doctors, this is not going to kill us. It's only going to make our life miserable. And miserable for good, not miserable for bad. When I sat in an emergency department with a very, very senior emergency clinician, okay, I sat with him for 24 hours. So I have a habit of seeing if I can follow someone and spend a day with them. The amount of torture this doctor goes through, right from the fact that, I saw extremes of cases. Someone who was bit by a snake or a scorpion or an insect, no one knows, but he's brought here. And his job is to figure out what is it. To a child which had swallowed 2 lithium-ion batteries. And the mom is like, we did all the Google search and we did all the YouTube works, but we didn't know what to do. The battery has gone into the child's stomach. Now, an emergency doctor is not faced with simple challenges which you and I face on the road. Now, we keep cribbing about potholes, and he's not faced with that. He's faced with a challenge which is once in a lifetime for him, all times. If he doesn't save that life, he has the onus, or she or he has the onus of having lost the battle on that day with that patient who died. Doctors take it very personal. Trust me, a lot of doctors whom I have met, they may not talk the business language, but they feel very hurt, take it very personal if their patient did not get the right care, and they go in isolation and find ways to vent it out. Now, it's all about helping that doctor achieve that extra mile in his day job by providing some quick intelligence on what's the next step he can do. It's not that he doesn't know or she doesn't know. It's just that they have to beat time. You have 30 seconds to save that life. If you gave 3 hours for that doctor, she or he would have fixed it. The fact that it's 30 seconds, is there something which can come and help them? Look, the front end of any hospital is the nurse. She's the one who spends the highest amount of time with that patient. And she spends with many patients. And she spends with many patients over multiple days. Even when they are back home, they call up and ask us simple questions. Which food should I eat? Which food should I not eat? Now, this is the lady who needs a lot of support. Can you help her achieve by just putting something on the phone so that she doesn't have to ask questions, but she's able to see something live of the patient's real time? And all you're saying is, there's a red bulb that glows, give her that advantage of that red bulb to go and take action. That's all. We're talking about, like I said, emergency doctors having their own time. Yep. On the other side, this end is all about you as a caregiver. I'm saying, can't we help patients understand their disease better? The other day, I met a patient who's labeled a patient, and he came to me with 3 different reports. One says colon cancer, one says bleeding, microscopic bleeding in cancer, in the colon, and the other says indigestion. Now, he has no idea which one to go for. Do we take the serious most thing, or do we take the simple most thing? Now, you as a doctor may have given something which you feel is right, but he as a patient doesn't even understand what his problem is. So his question was, is there a bleeding or is there a colon cancer? What is my problem? If it's bleeding, I know a different treatment has to be done. If it's about cancer, I need to go to a cancer hospital, right? That's the first question he had. Look, again, I'm going to steal what you said. I'm at an elderly association, which I've already started using their clone. There's a lot of difference between an elder and a child, except for the age. The need for being wanted is the only commonality between the child and the elder. And there are 600 million adult elders in this world who are deprived of very basic things like their FaceTime with a child. So what they are ending up doing, here is a tech company based out of Silicon Valley, which creates their digital twin and creates a video of their own face, and they keep asking their own face, hey, how do you feel? And the other face of their own says, hey, I'm feeling okay. Very interesting. That's exactly the future. And the last is what I'm extremely excited about. Navomita said, healthcare and wellness, not about treating the sick. I think if you can help people maintain their own health, the job is well done. Okay, now no more talking. I have 3 videos for you to just feel it. It's a culmination of what I see is the future, which is in the present in some part of the world. So it's not the future which we are all imagining in this building. It's a future which you all are seeing right now of a past of a different place. Yeah. It's all about when I said the video. For some bit of technology, please forgive. But I'm sure what you're going to see is really worth it.
Want to try a breathing exercise together?
Sounds good.
This is Maybu, a companion robot that looks after patients at home.
She's here to remind us mainly about our medications.
It's a face you may want to remember because Maybu, or something like it, might look after you one day.
You know, I realize she's a robot, but in a way, like, you actually feel that she cares, you know? Like, she said, I'll call your doctor, and that's like something that a friend would do for you.
As we live longer and our aging population strains the healthcare system, AI and robotics may fill the gaps.
We don't have enough people to provide the level of care that we'd like to. And so that's really where robotics and AI come in.
But are we ready to hand over life and death decisions to the machines?
Usually take your next dose at 2 p.m.
Let's start with Maybu from Catalia Health. Okay, so it's cute, if a little bit unsettling. But what can it do? Well, it can't change the sheets or give you a bath. But thanks to innovations in AI, it can monitor your health, send encrypted data to your doctor, and even read the emotions on your face. But as personal healthcare bots become more advanced, will they take over for human caregivers?
It's really not about replacing those people, but augmenting them so that ultimately they can do a better job at managing a large number of patients.
That's helpful.
Corey Kidd's been working on healthcare robots for more than a decade. Maybu is his latest.
Thank you very much.
This robot is not making a diagnosis, it's not recommending treatment. That's still something that the doctor is doing. Once the patient has that diagnosis and has been given a treatment, this device is helping patients stick with that.
The spread of technology into more of our personal lives is alarming to some, but not Maxine Duncan.
I believe in the new technology. That's the reason we have the robot. And how is school today?
Great, I got a great report card.
Maxine and her partner Bert live at the Heritage Downtown, a senior living community in Walnut Creek, California. They're currently testing out a new telepresence robot from OmniLabs.
The robot is called Jimmy, and the whole family calls him Jimmy.
Name stuck.
Jimmy keeps them connected to the outside world and provides a sense of companionship that Maxine says is vital.
People can call him on it, and then they're right there in the room with you. That's very important and as you get to be older.
But the focus isn't just on elder care. AI and robotics are making advances across the healthcare industry, from genetic testing and robotic surgery to cancer research and data collection. Soon enough, you may even run into some AI in the exam room.
Finding the melanoma is like trying to find the needle in the stack of needles.
Dermatologist Roberto Novoa is using an AI algorithm to help identify skin cancer.
It's basically comparing that lesion to the hundreds of thousands of other lesions that it's looked at
The technology is an experimental mobile version of an out.
Working in the service industry before she gradually lost muscle strength. Now she's back to making customers smile while wearing one of her own with the help of these robotic friends.
Would you please give a debut?
A job that wouldn't be possible without innovative technology. Machines delivering food isn't a new concept. Some, like these in Nepal, are powered by artificial intelligence. But at this cafe in Japan, they're run by actual people like Nozomi. The robotic helpers make it easier for those who have trouble working in public spaces. This cafe in Japan is currently on a trial run with a staff of 10, with a full opening scheduled for 2020. But for Nozomi, the future is now. Be sure to watch Inside Edition.
Where we feel comfortable. Wouldn't this be the ideal setting for rehabilitation to take place, to minimize discomfort and maximize time? Sword Health is a tech-enabled provider of physical therapy, pairing digital therapists with human clinical teams to recover patients more cost-effectively and better. To start the recovery, our clinical team performs an in-depth assessment of rehabilitation needs and prescribes a tailored program. After this, the patient can take the system home and immediately start the physical therapy sessions.
Good morning, John. Today you have 3 sessions.
And because everything happens at home, the patient is free to do his sessions whenever he wants, using small motion trackers to analyze each and every move. Phoenix, our digital therapist, provides real-time feedback on performance, making sure exercises are performed properly and awarding badges when the patient excels in a certain area. John here just beat his previous record in this exercise.
Hi, John. You just reached a new high.
This helps keep his motivation and engagement sky high. Our clinical teams monitor each session remotely with access to every detail. This way, we can adjust each exercise based on the patient's performance, as well as send messages to congratulate new achievements or correct errors.
You have one new message.
Sword Health is already making a difference on the daily lives of people around the world, allowing them to perform intensive, evidence-based physical therapy in the comfort of their own home. Join us as we bring physical therapy into a new age. Welcome to Sword Health.
Playing that. Thanks so much. There are some challenges, so pat of good hands for their help and support. They wouldn't have seen the video. Let's begin a fresh day. This place has 10 lakh people, and I believe the quality of interactions that doctors out here have with their patients is unimaginable. Small place where everyone is well connected. The commonality between those 3 innovations is about first feeling the human in you, trying to solve the human desire, trying to fix that. So I was fortunate to meet the CEO of Sword Health. I asked him what gave you the answer which we couldn't get for so many hundreds of years, right? It's just about putting motion sensors and doing physiotherapy from home, and if the patients couldn't deliver, you could immediately sense it from remote. So he said, WhatsApp, video, Skype, everything existed, but the moment we put a motion sensor, we could actually see whether patients are doing, and patients could actually take the convenience of being at home and feeling that you're getting a hospital level treatment. Now this is the level of trust you got to win, which you have won in your practice, but all I'm asking is just take a step back and maybe, move the slide, maybe ask ourselves a very simple question. I think we went through the 3. The one question I want to ask us, Uh, the previous one. I'm just taking a liberty with Dr. Bijapur, just changing the title upside down. The actual thing I was supposed to speak was future ready healthcare. I'm asking a separate question to all of us here. Is healthcare ready for the future? So if we can build a healthcare ready future, the future of healthcare is going to be as great as this. And it isn't that complex to solve. Thanks so much for the opportunity. And I'm here, and I believe each one of us are trying very hard to humanize experience as doctors. It's in the interest of all of us that we are really able to embrace the outside into the inside. So the next time a doctor comes across someone who's not a doctor, please spend more time. You club with engineers, you club with an aerosciences guy. Doesn't matter. The answer for your problem can come anywhere else. As long as your direction is towards humanizing experience, you will be a wonderful entrepreneur and also a social code for the community. I'm sure this place has some phenomenal institutions that we know of, we can touch and feel, which are large and have done. We can possibly take it to the next level. Thanks for that, and feel free to reach me at any point in time.